Hello children, welcome to this week's video of computer. I hope you had a wonderful Diwali Chat vacation and a mostly successful online test. I know there were some problems this Saturday. Anyway, congratulations on your first set of online tests. For most of you, this is probably your first online test. Today, I will be starting a new chapter, chapter 7. Chapter 6 is not being dropped. I'll do it later on, in January. Today I'll do chapter 7, Internet Services. Today I'll be doing three. I will be teaching how you can connect to the internet. What are the different types of internet connections? Now, what is the internet? To most of us, internet is WhatsApp, Facebook, Flipkart, PUBG. Okay. But what exactly is the internet? The internet is an international network of computers. Now, what's a network? You take two computers, take a cable called a network cable and join them, and you have a network. Okay? You need a few other things, but let's not go into so many details. Basically, what you need is a cable to join the two CPUs, and you have a network. You can send a message from one computer to another. And sitting in one computer, you can see the files and programs stored in the other computer. Now this is easy when these two computers or more computers, you can have many more computers in a network, you can have 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 100, 1000 computers in a network. But if they're all inside one room or they're all inside one building, how do you connect them? With cables. But when they're spread all over the world, you can't keep on laying computer cables all over the world. The cost of the cabling will be more than the cost of the computers. So we use the telephone network for that, but more of that later. So a network is a group of computers connected to each other, and the internet is a vast network, which is actually a group of several networks which are spread all over the world. How do you connect your computer to the internet? First of all, you need a modem. What is a modem? Modem stands for modulator demodulator. It is a device which allows the computer to send or receive data through telephone lines by converting analog signals into digital and digital signals into analog. Now, what was all that? Now, as I said, two computers can be connected into a network with the help of cables. Now, if both these computers are inside one room, or let's buy two computers, you can have a network of many computers. Let's say 15 computers. All these 15 computers, suppose they're in one room, or in a few rooms, or they're in one building. You can easily connect them with a few hundred meters of computer cables. In this case, you don't need modem. But suppose the computers that make up a network are spread throughout the city, or more likely spread throughout the country. Okay? Let's suppose there is a network of just 4 computers, one in Delhi, one in Mumbai, one in Chennai, and one in Kolkata. So how are you going to connect these computers? By laying cables. By laying one cable from Delhi to Mumbai, another from Mumbai to Chennai, another from Chennai to Kolkata, again from Kolkata to Delhi. The cost of the cables will be 1000 times the cost of the 4 computers. So we cannot lay our own cables. So what to do? Well, before the computers network came, before even computers came, there was something called telephone. And there were telephone lines all over the world. So telephone lines could carry the data. Okay, telephone lines could carry that. Scientists decided that instead of laying cables to connect the computers, they will use the existing telephone network for transferring the data of the network. So, but there is one problem. The problem is that about digital and analog. I'm not going to go into very big, long details about digital and analog. Computers, they use digital signals. The telephone network carries analog signals. Okay. Okay. Now, so what to do? So the answer is the modem. When you fix a modem, you have to fix a modem in all these four computers. And this modem will have one wire connecting it to the computer, and the telephone line, another telephone line will be going into this modem. So when you're sending some data from the computer, the digital data of the computer will be converted by the modem to analog data, and then it will be sent over the telephone network. Now, whichever computer it is going to, that computer will also have a modem, and this modem will receive the data in analog form through the telephone line and convert it into digital data to the computer. Okay. Now, there are three types of modem: the internal modem, the external modem, and the PC card modem. Or so that's what your book says. The internal modem, as you can see from this picture, is something that you find inside your computer, or rather inside your CPU box. The external modem is this box-like thing which will be kept on top of your computer. And the PC card modem is something which, according to your book, is used by laptops and handheld devices to connect to the internet. Okay, a few things let me tell you. This book of yours was written many years ago. In those days, when you used to, if you wanted to use the internet, you had to use a desktop computer or a laptop computer. Okay. And you had to connect to the telephone network through a modem. Today, most of us, when we connect to the internet, we don't use a desktop computer or even a laptop computer. We use a smartphone. And the smartphone also needs a telephone network. But the smartphone is a part of the mobile network. And mobile networks convey digital data. So when you're sending data through a mobile, you don't need a modem. So you know already that when you use a mobile, you just use it. You don't connect it to anything. So all this PC card modem business is outdated. You don't use PC card modems anymore. Your modem, your mobile is ready to send data. And we don't always use modems also for desktops and laptops also. There are some other ways also which I'll talk about just now. Okay, then according to your book, you also need a telephone line. Yes, of course. Otherwise, how will the data go? How will the data go unless there is a telephone line? The data has to go along some wire, some cable. So telephone lines used to carry the data, and a modem was there to convert the computer's digital data into analog form so that it could go through the telephone network. Now you will say, sir, I don't have a modem in my house, I have a Wi-Fi. Okay, so the Wi-Fi it usually connects to a mobile network. And the Wi-Fi is wireless. That means within a certain radius, all devices can connect through it. without connecting your device like your mobile or laptop or desktop to this Wi-Fi router. And the router usually connects to the mobile network, so it doesn't need any modem. The last thing according to your book is an internet connection. Yes, you still need an internet connection. If you have a computer and if you want to connect to the network, if you have a desktop computer, you will be probably going for something called a broadband connection. And for this broadband connection, you need a modem. Keep saying the wrong thing. You don't need a mobile, you need a modem, broadband modem. And you have to go to these companies who provide them. They are internet service providers, and they will provide you with the modem, and you can connect. And with that modem, you can then connect to the internet. Also, you say then, but I don't have a laptop. I don't have a router also. Whatever internet work I do with the help of my smartphone. Yes, but for the smartphone also, you need to have an internet connection. You need to have a data pack running in your smartphone. Okay, so when you buy a data pack for your smartphone, you are getting an internet connection. Now I will talk about the various types of internet connections. The first type I will talk about is the dial-up connection. Dial-up connection requires the user to link their phone line to a computer to access the internet. Dial-up connection was used many years ago. Now it is not used so much, but you should know about it because about 20-25 years ago, there was only one way to connect to the internet, and that was to the dial-up connection. For this, of course, in those days there were no smartphones, very few laptops. In those days, if you wanted to connect to the internet, you had to use a desktop computer, and you needed a modem. So one cable went from your computer's CPU to the modem, and the telephone line was also connected to the modem. And before you could start work on the internet, you had to click on one icon, one dial-up icon, and the picture that you're seeing here, that type of picture, it was called the dial-up window that used to come. And you had to type in your username and password and click OK. And then after that, you had to wait. And the dialing would take place. And sometimes the connection would come and sometimes the connection would not come. It was very slow compared with today. An ordinary video would take half an hour to load. Can you imagine today? And yes, since the connection was through your normal telephone line, if a telephone call came, bad luck, your connection would get cut and you had to log in again. This is the broadband connection. Dial-up connection is no more. Now you get a lot of broadband connection. This provides high-speed internet access, and it is much faster than dial-up connection. But you still require a modem. You still require a modem like the type whose picture is given here, and you need a telephone line to be connected to your modem. So just like in the dial-up connection, one cable from your CPU to the modem, and the telephone line would go into another port behind your modem. The differences between dial-up and broadband is much faster, and secondly, broadband is only for internet work. So there is no question of a phone call coming and disturbing your internet work. Cable TV connection. This type of connection is provided through cable TV lines. In some places, the cable TV operator can also provide internet because the cable network is also a network of lines. So the same cables which are used to beam programs, cricket matches to your house, that same cable TV line can be used to bring internet services to your home if your cable TV provider is providing it. And in your home you will require a cable modem. Now let us suppose you are in the middle of a desert or a jungle. There is no telephone lines there, no mobile tower, but you need to do internet work. How do you do? Well, you have to connect to the satellite. And to connect to the satellite, what will you have to do? This requires a satellite dish to connect to the internet. DSL digital subscriber line. It is a connection where you pay a monthly fee to access internet. Okay. Now here also you require a modem, and here also there are telephone lines coming into your house connecting to your modem. What is the difference? These cables are not provided by your local telephone company. It is provided by your ISP only for internet work. Like in certain places, Airtel is putting up a network for high-speed internet. And there's talk about Reliance Jio coming out with a super fast cable network, wire network, which will provide high-speed internet. All these are examples of digital subscriber line. There's a little bit of technical information. It uses a 2-wire copper telephone line. Wireless connection. Now this is something which you are most familiar with. Wireless connection makes use of radio frequency to connect to internet. It requires a Wi-Fi modem. Okay, this router which you see here, now in most houses this has become a very common thing. So if you have this sort of thing in your house, you can, without attaching any wire, your mobile, your laptop, even your desktop can connect to the internet. You don't need to connect your laptop or your mobile or even your desktop to this Wi-Fi modem or router. It will, if it is on, it will give out radio signals, and with the help of which you can, any device in its vicinity can access this, and so you must put a password in it, because if there is no password, anybody can access your Wi-Fi. Mobile internet, the easiest and simplest way today to access the internet. No need for modem, router, cable modem, satellite dish, cables, nothing. All you need is a smartphone. All you need is a smartphone, and you have to take the smartphone to the local recharge shop and get something called the data pack, and you're ready to do internet. And yes, your mobile phone need not be too smart. Today we are talking about 4G. A few years back there was 3G. Before that there was 2G. Even a 2G phone, you can do internet. Though of course it will be much slower, but 2G phones also can do internet. So that was mobile internet. And lastly, we have one more thing, hotspot. Hotspots are sites that provide wireless internet access over short distance. This is also something that many of you are familiar with. With your mobile, you can create a hotspot, which means any device within a certain perimeter can access that internet through your mobile. And it is not just mobiles, certain other devices also, like the router sold by Jio that also creates a hotspot through which you can access the internet. So these are the various ways of accessing the internet, and you probably know how to use at least some of them. So with that, I come to the end of today's video. Today I started chapter 7, Internet Services. I taught about the internet, how you can connect to the internet, the various types of internet connection. Next week, I will continue with this chapter and I will hope to finish it. So till then, tata and bye bye and take care.